guys, my name's James.
And I'm Ashley.
We sold our house and we are traveling across the country with our kids.
My name's Goose and this is Maverick. Come join us.
Maverick is trying to get inside of the little playground to be with Goose, but she doesn't crawl anymore. She only wants to walk. And so when she gets up to it, she's like, I can't wait, it's too short. Then she bends down and she's like, wait, I can't walk because I'm bending down. Oh, is she gonna figure it out? Are you gonna do it?
She says, come here, sister.
What's the problem, Mav? Do you seem to be having troubles getting in, Maverick? I love her little fat kid waddle. Okay, now go down.
I love that she puts her foot in.
Then down. There you go, and then in.
Go, come on, come on.
Go it, crawl, come on.
Keep going, keep going.
She's trying to stand up.
Keep going.
Yay! She made it.
Oh, you want a drink?
She's like, I'm exhausted. That was so tiring.
Victory sip.
Okay, little RV update for you guys. So as you know, we are in Wisconsin at Fremont Lake, and unfortunately, our plans were originally to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota next, which is about 4 hours from here, roughly. But we totally blanked, and it's Father's Day weekend, and we didn't make a reservation ahead of time. So when we called a day before, they're like, no, sorry, we're booked. So unfortunately, we're going to push back our plans, but thankfully there was a space here at this park, so all we had to do is move from one side of the park to the other. So we are now, boom, right here in a brand new spot, which is great because it's directly adjacent to the playground. So we're gonna be here all Father's Day weekend, just hanging out, taking it easy, swimming in the pool. It's supposed to be up in the 80s and 90s, which is excellent. And then after Father's Day weekend, we're gonna head into Minneapolis, and I think we're gonna try and do Mall of America and all that kind of stuff there. But for now, we're just hanging out, playing on the playground. Hey, Maverick. She doesn't want to look up. Goose has made a new friend. They're digging holes together. Okay guys, we are sitting at yet another tire shop. I swear, this is getting old. We just left the Fremont Park here in Wisconsin and we're headed to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I just noticed I couldn't get going up over about 60, 65 miles an hour without having some wobble and some shake, and I was like, what is going on? And I'm like, okay, maybe the tires need balanced, or maybe we need to rotate our tires again, and so luckily, the good news is I didn't just write it off. We actually looked up a tire shop. Ashley was actually considering like, well, let's just wait till we get to...
No, I said, should we? I didn't know.
And I was like, we are on the way. Let's just do it now. We're not in a rush today because today we're just going to be boondocking tonight. Good old Walmart or something like that, a rest stop. And so we have no rush to get anywhere. So like, okay, let's find a tire shop. Let's stop and figure out what's going on. Lo and behold, we bring it in, we have busted another belt in one of our tires. I don't know if it's just these cheap Federal tires, they're not even cheap though is the thing. I don't know if it's these Federal tires or if they're just getting low, which they're not that low on tread, or if we're putting too much weight on them, even though it says that we're within the weight rating. I don't know what's going on, but we busted another one. Thankfully, so glad that when we got the last tire replaced, we replaced the two rear end tires. We kept the one good tire that had like 50%, 75% life on it.
You should say thank you to the guy who did your tires last time, because he actually suggested that you keep it.
Thank you. I think his name was like Todd's Tires or something like that.
In Tennessee. North
Carolina. So I am glad we did that. I had that strapped underneath the fifth wheel, so they are able to just put that one on. But then, as they were digging even deeper, they noticed that the driver's side front wheel bearing was going out. It had like a wobble, so your tire is kind of like wobbling down the road, which will just eat away your tread, and then eventually those bearings will give out completely and you'll be kind of screwed. So we could push it another 500, another 1,000 miles, but it's like we're here, the tire's off, we're going all the way back to the West Coast in the next week and a half. We just need to bite the bullet and do it. So we are over here in Wisconsin. I don't even know what town we're in Wisconsin, but thankfully this tire shop has some cool guys. Like, they seemed down to earth. I have no idea whether they're jacking the prices up on me or not, but they seem nice, and they found all these parts. Oh, and get this, the last people that did our alignment, I haven't even told Ashley this yet. So the guy went, when they got it up in there to adjust the alignment, he literally grabbed the bolt with his hand and was able to rotate the bolt with his hand. So they did not ratchet down and tighten down the lug nut.
That was the Ram dealership that did our alignment.
Remember the people who had horrible customer service? And
oh, yeah.
And he was like, give me a good review, dude. I need it.
I do remember that. I was so frustrated with those guys.
Yeah, that was him.
So right here, he was saying this bolt, he could literally grab it and just rotate it with his hand. So anyways, we are at, I think this is called Pump's Tire over here in Wisconsin. So thank you guys for finding all that stuff, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it won't cost us an arm and a leg to get this done.
We need to...
Goose doesn't mind. She's over here just watching Netflix.
Netflix and chill.
She is, okay, lately, I will be honest, she watches as much YouTube as she does Netflix. She watches, and it's basically the channels we meet. So Gone with the Snow Dog, she's been watching them, and then also she wanted to watch Out of Goshen, which is the channel that we just met here in Wisconsin, so it's hilarious. She is not, can I watch this? But the hard part is with YouTube, you have to like create playlists, otherwise you can go down like the YouTube rabbit hole, and then she starts watching shows that we don't know she's watching, so it is a little bit difficult as far as that goes. Controlling what your kids watch on YouTube. Alright, so here's where we're at, guys. It's Pump's Tire, and I'm so glad that they have this big parking lot. They're like, yeah, just go ahead and pull in, you can unhook your fifth wheel. I am so stoked that they had the space for us to come in here and the time, because it just worked out. We didn't have to wait, we just pulled right in, unhooked, and within like 5 minutes of being here, they figured out what was going on. So I'm hoping the rest of the day goes as smoothly as that. How you doing, Mom? Maverick, what's going on? Did you get a little wet? Alright guys, we're starting off today's vlog with a wet, soggy good morning. But we have made it to the Mall of America. I was hoping to have like this pretty beautiful shot walking up because the front of this building is really cool looking. But I am drenched. Like you can see,
I'm sloshing.
Wet side, dry side. The wind was going this way.
I'm sloshing in my shoes. So gross.
So let's go ride some rides inside. What do you think?
Diego.
Oh yeah, it's Diego. It's all Nickelodeon themed. We've got our wristbands to ride the rides all day. And a little tip, we came on a Tuesday because the Mall America does a Toddler Tuesdays. So kids get basically less than half price. So for 5 hours of rides, it was $15, which is way better because for me, it was $39 for the day. I can go all day, she can only go for 5 hours, but realistically, 5 hours is plenty, especially if it's saving us $25. That is a throwback right there to my childhood. I did not know that show was even on. Comment down below, what is the show? So Mommy said she found her area. Starbucks, and then across the way, Barnes & Noble. That's where Mommy's gonna be hanging out. What do you think? You ready to go on that? Are we gonna hold hands? Do you think we can reach? Reach? No. What? excited for this one? No? Just got the energy? I think you're excited. Log ride! Here we go!
Why did I want to ride this?
Oh, buddy! Oh, we're gonna go in a dark hole. Oh! That's kind of cool. Goose's favorite ride, the carousel. What's your horse's name?
Harley, Baby.
Of course it's Harley and Baby Lucy. What else would it be? It wouldn't be a theme park without hitting up the carousel and naming the horses after Harley and Lucy. Oh, nobody's on the rabbit. That would have been cool.
He's rabbit.
We should have rode the rabbit.
He's jumping up and down, so that's usual.
Oh yeah, the rabbit. The rabbit's jumping up and down, guys. Yes, this is gonna be good. A bunch of 3 and 4 and maybe some 5-year-olds trying to drive cars all on their own. Making me. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. It's like the teacup, but only in the air. It's Goose's last ride of the day. So is it good? Is it your good last ride?
No.
No, it's not good? Okay, faster, make it good. Faster. Faster. So it's hilarious. I honestly thought that was gonna be one of the lamest rides here, but in fact, it's probably one of the most intense rides you can do here, but you have to know what you're doing. You use the wings and you rock yourself side to side, and then you can just get spiraling and spiraling and spiraling. I literally had to stop because I felt like I was gonna black out. I was going around so fast. In case some of you are wondering, there is RV parking here at Mall of America, so you can literally bring your whole rig. Actually, if you look over there, there's a whole bunch of travel trailers and buses back over there. So they do have designated RV parking. You don't have to unhook or anything, which is actually what we're doing. We boondocked last night at a place just outside of Minnesota, and then we're gonna boondock tonight, probably at another rest stop or something on the other side of Minnesota, because we are booking it to the West Coast, and we didn't want to pay 40 bucks for a campground when we were only going to be there for a few hours. So we're just doing like Walmart boondocking for before and after, maybe a truck stop. We are done at Mall of America, man. It has been a long day. Goose, what was your favorite part?
The log ride.
The log ride? How many times do you think you went on that log ride?
180.
Probably pretty close. I think she did it at least 6 or 7 times because she took Mom on twice, and I think me on at least 4 times. Mom, what about you? How was your day today? Because you didn't really get to go on many rides.
Didn't, but that's because Maverick couldn't go on anything, so someone had to stay back with her. So we hung out at Barnes & Noble.
So really, Ashley had an awesome day.
I wouldn't go that far, because we walked around for a while.
Maverick
because
was pretty grumpy.
She threw her binky and I lost it, so.
Wish we have more binkies so we can buy some more.
That's true, but when you don't have one in the heat of the moment. Anyways,
thanks for a long, long walk.
So we are done at Mall. Oh, and I wanted to give a caveat. I told you earlier about the Toddler Tuesdays. Okay, and we learned this out within like the first 10 minutes of going to ride rides. Toddler Tuesdays are excellent if you have a toddler that doesn't like rides, because
No. Don't put, if you have a toddler that's shorter,
Okay, if you have a toddler under 42 inches. Because any toddler, any kids over 42 inches that can ride on some of these bigger rides, they won't be able to. They won't let you. So there was multiple rides where Goose was tall enough and she wanted to go on these coasters or on these different things, and the Toddler Tuesday Pass, which is the cheap pass, doesn't include it. And I can understand it, I totally get it, but I'm just frustrated that they didn't tell us that before we bought them, because I then bought the full adult pass so I could go on these big rides with her, and then I was the only one that was able to go on any of these rides. So basically what we did is we went on all the rides Goose could do, and the biggest one she could do was the log ride, hence that was her favorite, so we rode that a bunch. And then at the very, very end of the day, the last like 45 minutes, while Ash and them got some coffee and then came out here, I went quickly and did like the 4 or 5 big roller coasters that Goose wasn't able to do, which were awesome. In fact, the one I was telling you guys about earlier, the Ninja Turtles ride, that was probably one of the most dizzying and crazy rides I've ever been on.
Did you go on that one where you spin around?
Exactly, and I thought it was going to be a total lame ride until I was getting in line, and then I was reading about the instructions and how it's like you were in control of it, and then I got excited about that. I'm like, oh, so it actually takes like talent to be able to do it, because when you when you watch, most of the people aren't spinning at all or can't get it to go all the way around. But after a couple of loops, I was going like, I had to stop because I swear I was gonna black out. I still feel a little sick from it.
Oh good, let's drive.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and travel. But anyways, we are done in Minnesota. It was a very short stay here in Minnesota. We literally drove in, boondocked one night, spent the day here in Minneapolis at the Mall of America, and now we are headed out of Minneapolis. I don't think we're gonna get all the way out of Minnesota today, but we're gonna at least try and drive for an hour or two, because we have to get all the way to the far west side of South Dakota to visit Mount Rushmore tomorrow, either tomorrow or the next day. So we have like 24 hours to get there. And then after that, we have like 48 to 72 hours to continue all the way over to the West Coast. So it's gonna be a lot of driving. So until next time, guys, stay positive, get out there. Life is an adventure.
So make some memories.
So make some memories. I forgot.
Make some rememberies.